Venezuela is currently undergoing a political crisis. In a country, there are supposed to be an executive branch, a judicial branch, and a legislative branch, so that in lawmaking, each of these branches can balance one another out. There are these in Venezuela. There's Nicolas Maduro, who's the president. He is part of the executive branch. There's the Supreme Court of Venezuela, which is the judicial branch. And there's the National Assembly of Venezuela, which is the legislative branch. However, these checks and balances are not being reinforced. The president, Nicolas Maduro, the executive branch, and the Supreme Court of Venezuela, the judicial branch, are both members of the PSUV party. However, so they're going to work together to try and make laws. However, when the National Assembly of Venezuela, which has a 60% majority opposition, so that means that they're a different party from the PSUV party, try to make laws, the Supreme Court, the judicial branch, undoes them. They can't happen. This makes the government corrupt, and it means that basically whatever Nicolas Maduro does gets passed into law, which is not what the people want necessarily. Venezuela also has histories of corrupt government. In 1930, the country gained independence from Spain. However, in the 19th century, and really halfway through the 20th century, Venezuela was ruled by caudillos, who were military dictators. These brought with them instability and coups, and really whoever could muster enough force to become the next government militarily became in charge of the government. In the 1970s, this was sort of a golden age for Venezuela because their economy was really good because of the price of oil. The country has lots of oil reserves. In 1999, after a failed coup in 1992, Hugo Chavez became president, introducing a new regime, which was a socialist regime. He was president, and he introduced the PSUV party, and that was the way it was until 2013. Nicolas Maduro was the successor of Hugo Chavez, and he was chosen by Hugo Chavez. He's the president of Venezuela, but the country is really not doing well. It's an economic crisis. The economic crisis has had very bad impacts for the people. As a result of the price of oil worldwide going way down, the country has a much smaller GDP, and it also has much less worth for each bolivar, which is a US dollar. In 2015, in 2014, the bolivar was worth about 14 to a US dollar, but now there's 56.57 to a US dollar, which is basically hyperinflation. As a result, Caracas has the highest crime rate in the world because of shortages of food, water, and electricity. People almost have to steal to get what they need. There's not enough money, which has resulted in homelessness, and there's not enough care for anyone, and it makes Venezuela very hard to get the resources that their people need. Overall, Venezuela is not doing well at all because of its corrupt government and its economic crisis.